Hello everybody, this is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com. Welcome to this 30-minute practice. So we continue with the power of the pause. Something that is really hard for many of us to wrap our head around. I think we crave it. It's a beautiful word. It's like when we hear the word tranquility or rest, calm, all those beautiful words that are tied up in the same type of feeling. It creates this feeling of being, present, just feeling happy, joyful, at peace. But yet when we try to do it, it's hard, right? Because our mind is going in other places. It's very hard for the brain to pause. It's because it's always active. So it's like a toddler who just is running around and is finally obviously passes out from exhaustion. So what we're doing is we're practicing the art of it, and it is a power. Why I use the word powers, because it's very powerful when you do pause, when you reflect. So this class is called Witness, Observe, Restore. And what this means is that we're witnessing what just happened. So we're doing some stretches, maybe quite intense stretches. We stop right soon after we feel. This way we start to create memories of the class, rather than we do a class and then we finish and we're like, okay, I feel better for sure, but what did we do? So we're gonna, I don't think you might need a block if you really, when we do a side stretch and you want to place your forearm on the block, then you might want to do that. But otherwise, we will, I don't think you might need a block for some, no, I think that's really it. That's the only one I can think that you would need a block. Lots of stretching today, okay? Yin type class, yin style, so not a lot of fast movement. It's about stretching and feeling, and that's the beauty of these types of classes. So we're going to sit up tall for a moment. Let the eyes gently close. So it's always this kind of preparation for being present, for pausing, for taking this moment in time. Let's start to take a few deep breaths in and out. So the pause helps us propel us forward. We don't have pause, we don't have rest. But it's not just rest, close your eyes and shut everything out. It's more about reflection, of feeling, of being in that body. Let's take another deep breath in. And deep breath out. And then gently open the eyes. And we're going to, if you're sitting on something, you might need to come off of it. It really depends on what you need and how, what your cushion is like. So we're going to bring the right leg shin in front of the left. Shin to shin. This is a variation of a double pigeon. The double pigeon is where you put the ankle on top of the left. Unless you want to do that, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you might be quite flexible. If this is your first stretch for the morning or the day, then you might want to start with, I'm going to do the variation of it, okay? And we're going to sit up nice and tall. You're going to take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to bring your hands on the right diagonal. And we're doing some twists today as well. So you're going to press your left sit bone down towards the ground, and you're going to gently fold forward, and then there's a little twist here in the hips. This is a hip opener. Breathing in And breathing out. And then walk your hands to the center in front of you. Take a deep breath in, come onto the fingertips. And then as you exhale, fold down. Puffing out the back of the body like a blowfish. Feeling into the hips, both hips, and then slowly slide your hands to your shins. Take your left leg out to the side, place your right foot inside your left. So to the side meaning it's out in a straddle, the left leg. So this is where you might need your block. You can place the block inside your left leg and place your left arm on the block, or place the arm itself. Toes are pointing up. Right arm reaches up to the sky. And then stretch that right arm over to the left. Now you might want to take the hand behind your head. Maybe that's a little bit easier for your shoulders. It's quite nice to do a few stretches with the hand behind the head and then just maybe extend it. And take a deep breath in. So you're stretching through the right hip. Bring your mind's eye to your right hip, to your lower back, the right lower back. And then from here, I want you to twist your body. Keep your legs as is, framing your left leg with those hands. Gentle twist to the left. Take a deep breath in and gently fold over your left leg. Pressing your right foot into your left thigh. And you should, where do you feel this? Witness, observe, restore. So these stretches are held longer than we might, if we're doing a vinyasa class, that you go in and out quickly. Let's bring that left leg in front of your right shin. Let's just take a pause here. Sit up tall, feeling in, checking in. The power of the pause. Then gently flutter those eyelids open. And then we're going to, your left shin is in front of your right. If you happen to have done the double pigeon, you take your left ankle, the full double pigeon. Take your left ankle over your right thigh, and then bring your hands to the left. Stretching. And using your mind's eye, energetically pushing that right hip down. So you feel this little twist of the spine. So a lot of young people, even older people, feel faster is better. Nah. Hey, I've lived long enough to know that, running fast is good. It's good to get the heart rate up. But slowing down is equally, or maybe even more so, important. Let's walk your hands forward. Come onto the fingertips, because we miss things in life, right? You're on your fingertips, take a deep breath in, and gently fold forward. Breathing in, feeling it. Where are you feeling this stretch? And then gently slide your hands to your knees. This time the right leg opens out to the right, the left foot inside your right thigh. Just lift your bottom up a little bit, and then right hand inside your right thigh, palm up, left arm reaches to the sky. Stretch over to the right, and you might want to take your hand behind your head, cradle it either a few times or just keep it there. And then left arm can stretch towards your right foot. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. So there's a little twist here, and then keep your legs as they are, just turn your torso so it's facing that right leg. And of course, it's not going to be directly over it, just towards it. Frame your right leg, and then there's a little twist here to the right. Oh, pressing that left foot inside. Mine kind of slides away and is not doing much, but we want it to be part of the stretch and help with the stretch. That right foot, so push it into that leg and twist a little bit more. So you're twisting that spine. And then slowly ease yourself back up. Bring your right leg in front of your left. Take a pause here, breathing in and breathing out. And then gently open the eyes. And then that's going to transition onto our backs. Do some stretches on our backs. You could stretch through the entire body if you'd like, just to kind of get, that's actually quite nice. Especially after you've been sitting for a little bit. Do a few little wiggles of the hips, just stretching one leg out a little bit further than the other and going from side to side, getting into those hip joints. Yeah, that feels nice. Hug your knees into your chest. Little sways from side to side. And then we're going to come into happy baby. And make sure there's room to spread those legs too in a moment. But happy baby, knees are bent. They're outside your shoulders. Your hands are either inside the feet, outside the feet, or some of us might have to just take the hands behind the knees. If you can hold on to the heels, that's another option too. So take a deep breath in and push the feet into the hands and the hands into the feet and elongate that lower back. Bring your chin bring your chin to your chest. Smile and breathe in. As you push into the hands, push down with the hands. Using the breath, inhale and exhale. And then this is a maybe, you could take hold of the big toes, bind it, and if you want to straighten those legs, or take the hands behind the legs and straighten them out. So you're in this wide straddle, supine straddle, lying down. Feet are flexed, bring the feet towards your forehead to your shoulders. That would be interesting. How would you do that in this shape anyway? And then slowly bring the legs back together, but still keep them straight. I know some of us will be bent. Keep them bent then. And then once they've lifted, take your hands, either keep them on the big toes or hands behind the calves and bring the toes towards your forehead. So sometimes we don't take enough time to stretch. And then just place the feet flat on the ground. Knees pointing up, hands on the belly or the rib cage. Take a moment here. Take that pause. Feeling in. Feeling the legs. What's going on in the legs? What's going on in the back? The shoulders, the face. And then we're going to measure out for bridge. So walk your heels and tap the tip of your middle finger. And then we're going to just do first bridge is going to be quite simple. We're going to lift the tailbone up. Your arms are resting next to your sides. You're going to take your shoulders and roll them in towards each other. So pop that chest up and come up. No hands behind the back at all at this point. Squeeze the legs towards each other as if you have a block between it, so not knees touching. And let's take a deep breath in and out and a deep breath out. And just taking a moment here to really stretch out the front body, strengthen the back body, feel the power of those glute muscles. And then let's ease yourself back down, unroll those shoulders, and just take a pause here. I want you to feel the experience that just happened What just happened? Where do you feel the blood rushing to those glute muscles, those gorgeous, strong, powerful muscles, the legs, the lower back? Now we're going to do that one more time, but we're going to go a little bit higher, maybe a little bit deeper. You're going to roll the shoulders in towards each other, maybe the hands interlace underneath your bottom, press into the ground, or grab hold of the edges of the mat. And you're going to push up, and maybe you go higher this time. Legs are going to open naturally, so pull them in as if there's a block. Not knees touching, not knocking the knees, but squeeze in, and the inner edges of the feet are pressing down, as well as the outer edges, the heel, the ball mounds, chin is slightly tucked. Breathe in. Opening up the front body. How often do you hold a bridge for a long period of time? Most of us don't. We're quick in and out. Take one more deep breath in, and then let the arms slide away to the sides. Unroll those shoulders. Ease yourself onto your back. Once the tailbone touches down, I want you to pause. Take a pause here for a moment. Witness, observe, restore. Let's hug your knees into your chest, and let's gently roll up. So there's not a quick, okay, I see what's happening. Just actually absorb what's happening. Come onto your hands and knees. Curl toes under, press up, downward facing dog. Now let's do a few little kind of dynamic flows, bending and straightening. Taking those hips from side to side. Bend your right knee. Keep that right knee bent and just pivot your left foot to the left on a diagonal. So the Charlie Chaplin feet. And if that heel can settle down, that's great. And you're going to lift that, you're going to bend your right knee and lift your left hip up. And there's a little twist here. Let the head drop, maybe look underneath your arm, but look towards the ground. Breathing in. So this is a nice calf stretch. And then turn your toes forward again. And then bend your left knee. Swivel that right foot, pivot to the right. Heel down. Right knee to the right, left knee forward. And then twist into that. Come into that twist. Lift that right hip up. Look underneath that right arm. And then turn the toes forward. Let's walk your hands to your feet. And once the hands touch the feet, bend the knees and come all the way up into your Tadasana, your standing pose. Arms sweep to the sky. Let the hands come to your heart. Taking a pause here. Closing the eyes, lengthening through the tailbone, softening the shoulders. Breathing in. Feeling it. And then walk your feet together. Let's inhale, arms sweep up and sit down into your chair. So legs can, if you can bring them together, if that's just, you're too unsteady, separate the feet a little bit. Sit down into your chair, bring your hands to your heart center. Take your tailbone and lengthen a little bit down, and then keep the hands at your heart. Just twist. So it's as if your thumbs are glued to the center of your chest, and you're twisting to your sternum. That's what I was trying to think of. And then come back to center, and then to the right. So a gentle twist here, but quite powerful as the legs are possibly screaming. Come back to center, and then slowly lift yourself up. Let the hands just drop next to your sides. Feeling in. Maybe the legs open a little bit wider if that's easier for you to stand. Pausing, witnessing, observing. What are you feeling? What's just happened? Open those feet hip distance. Arms sweep to the sky. Let's exhale, fold forward, forward bend. Walk your hands forward into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale into plank. Exhale, lower, and come all the way down to the ground. Let's inhale into cobra. Squeeze your elbows in towards each other. Push the ground away. Peel up in that heart. Soften the shoulders down. So feel the front of the body stretching, just like we did with the the bridge. Similar shape. And then lower back down. Curl toes under, lift knees up, push up into your plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. From here, take right foot to right thumb. Lower left knee down. Come all the way up as if you're climbing up a building with hands on the thighs. So your knees are at 90-degree shape. Take a deep breath in, your legs are. And then push your right knee forward. So have like a little bit of an attitude. Shoulders soft, chest lifted. And then take your left elbow outside your right thigh. Make a fist with that left hand, right hand on the fist. Right elbow lifts. And you're going to take a deep breath in. Gently twist to the right. Now maybe that left knee lifts. That's a maybe. That's only an option. Chest first extends forward, then you twist a little bit more, breathing in. And then as you breathe out, lower the hands to the ground, step back, downward facing dog. Just take a moment here, pause. And then step left foot to left thumb, lower right knee down, other side. Lifting up nice and tall. Hands on the thighs. So you kind of start simply, easily. Then take a deep breath in and go deep into that front knee. So you feel this gorgeous stretch of those right hamstrings. And then take the arms, lift them up. Take your right elbow outside of your left thigh. Make a fist with that right hand, left hand on the fist. And maybe lift your right knee off the ground. So the chest extends forward and then you twist. Everything's twisted from the navel, not from the waist or the chest. And then lower the hands to the ground. Step back, downward facing dog. Come onto your heels, sit up. Sit on those heels. I want you to pause. Feeling in. Tell me where you're feeling this experience in the legs, in the arms, the chest. Is it warm? Did your heart start to speed up a little bit? So now we're going to do camels. So you can, if you want to, you can put a blanket underneath your knee. Not necessary unless I'll just do it. I'm okay. And we're going to come up nice and high. You're going to take your hands on your hips. Now you can keep your feet flat or curl the toes under. Well, the first one we're going to do is where you, without touching your heels, just take your tailbone, tuck it under, a little tucking motion, and then squeeze the elbows in towards each other. Lift your chest forward. Take a deep breath in and lean back. Chest lifts to the sky, hips forward. So you feel this whole front body stretching as your back body strengthens. Come down. Come into like this little mini child's pose. So this is an opportunity to witness, to pause, and then come back up. This time, if you want to touch your heels, you're able to touch your heels, then feel free, or do what we just did. But always prepare. So hands on the hips, squeeze elbows towards each other, tuck your tailbone under, push your hips forward, and then maybe the hands touch the heels. Lift your chest up, hips forward. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then gently lift yourself back up. Let's come into a child's pose. Actually, we'll do 2 rather than 3 there. If you want to do 3, you feel free. And then gently come up to all 4s. Come onto your right hip. Swing your legs forward, and let's come onto your backs. So back on our backs again. Let the legs extend, arms extend. So we have spent a lot of our class really concentrating on the stretching of the front of the body and the strengthening of the back of the body. Hug your knees into your chest. Let the knees drop to the left, arms out to the side, palms are up. Knees closer to your left shoulder maybe, or further away. Make sure that right shoulder is resting on the ground. Turn and gaze to the right arm, close the eyes, pause. You know how they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away? A twist a day keeps the doctor away. That could be spinal. We've done quite a few twists. And then lift your knees back up. Give yourself a hug. And then bring your knees over to the right. Let the arms open. Turn and gaze to the left. So it's just a way to stretch out the spine, keeping it mobile, keeping it healthy. Pick your knees back up. Give yourself another hug. And then left leg to left corner of the mat. Right to right. And once you're in your Shavasana, this is the pause, the posture pause, the best posture for pausing. That's a better way of putting it. And then you take a deep breath in and let the entire body melt. Draw the shoulder blades down, chin is slightly tucked, arms are not too far from the body, palms up. This is a moment of observation, not judgment, but just observing. How am I feeling? So you could stay for longer, or you could find your way up, coming onto your right side, and just pausing there for a moment in fetal, and then easing yourself up into your cross-legged seat. Once you're in your cross-legged seat, if you are there now, and if you're there later, you always start with seat most of the time in a cross-legged seat, Sukhasana, and we end with it. I'm laughing because sometimes we do child's pose, so I kind of confusing at the beginning. But most of the time, 98% of the time, we're sitting. And this opportunity, this is a meditative seat. This is an opportunity to pause, to just be. We remember things when we pause. If not, it just becomes a blur. And that's what happens in life, where everything's blurred. Years become blurry. Experiences are blurred. You go on holiday and you go, I don't remember even being on holiday. It was so, we don't want that. Practice the art of pausing. So important. As I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal this practice, have a wonderful day, everyone. Namaste, and I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy. Lots of people didn't come today. Okay. Hello everybody, this is Rebecca Jane from yogawithrebeccajane.com. Welcome to this 30-minute practice. And as I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal this practice, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Such a pleasure. Namaste. And as I bring my hands in front of my heart to seal this practice, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Such a pleasure. Namaste.